irrespective of what you thought about the interview, you cannot, you are forced to acknowledge that he's an incredibly smart person. I mean, he started in the 8th century. I mean, I don't even think Tucker thought he was being trolled, right? It's just, well, in 8th century, and he's going through the entire history of Russia, starting from the 8th century, right? And truly, Biden couldn't have started from yesterday at 8 p.m.
Ooh, she completely cooked him. What's going on, everybody? Appreciate you guys all being here. Make sure y'all follow me on all these platforms y'all see listed up here. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all have to see this. Y'all have to see this. My sister, Candace Owens, gets up here having this discussion about the comparison of Vladimir Putin against Joe Biden. And I want y'all to check something out here. I think I'm going to go along with y'all in this video. Usually I show you guys the whole video and let y'all watch it, and then I commentate afterwards. If y'all like it that way, that's fine. But sometimes I mix it up. I actually want to go through this video with y'all, okay? Because this is very, very, very interesting, okay? And trying to do this as a thing where I'm trying to get fair use out there. So PBD, I love your program. Please don't copyright strike me. Please don't. The people need to see this. So you guys are getting ready to hear Candace Owens part in here. And watch how Cuomo's response is to this, all right? And I think I got y'all at the right spot. So before we go into this, make sure you guys hit that like button. All right, let's do it. I think I got it at the right spot.
Think about it. Hey, this is what we're all about. I know I gave you 2 hours. I'm going to teach the world why I'm doing what I'm doing. This is the reason, right? And you can love him. You can.
Correct.
And good that you're using Vladimir Putin. I think
that's not
See that
it. Hold on.
yesterday.
Correct.
guy, Bill Clinton, he's similar. Like
And recount.
he's similar. Like we're dudes. We like sports. We like women. We like football. Like whatever's going on in the Democratic left trans situation, I'm just like, yeah, I'll take the Trump guy with the plane and the hot chick, and that's kind of where I'm at now.
Wait, can I also add the contrast?
Here it goes. This is what I'm talking about right here. This is where it gets. Just watch. I'm sorry, y'all.
By the way, and I think that this is actually relevant, but you also have to recognize that Tucker just went over and interviewed Vladimir Putin. And this is significant because then you saw what it looks like when somebody not only has the mental faculty, I mean, irrespective of what you thought about the interview, you cannot, you are forced to acknowledge that he's an incredibly smart person. I mean, he started in the 8th century. I mean, I don't even think Tucker thought he was being trolled, right? It's just, well, in 8th century, and he's going through the entire history of Russia, starting from the 8th century, right? And truly, Biden couldn't have started from yesterday at 8 p.m. and recounted what he had done. So there's also this contrast that's playing out.
But it's a very good point you're making, because as a leader of a nation, you want somebody to be able to impose themselves. He gave a clinic and taught the world Russian history.
Right.
If you really think about it. Hey, this is what we're all about. I know I gave you 2 hours. I'm going to teach the world why I'm doing what I'm doing. This is the reason, right? And you can love him, you can hate him. You cannot criticize him for his agenda that he came in to do. And we did not see that yesterday.
Correct.
And by the way, how about yourself? What did you think about it?
I think that it is not good that you're using Vladimir Putin as some type of positive attribute metaphor for a leader.
Pay attention to this, because when you get into certain types of debates and talks, this is what people do. Pay attention, ladies and gentlemen. This is what they like to do. It's very, very strategic. Cuomo's been at this for a while. We all know him as CNN and everything that happened. Him trying to defend his brother, with his brother making his brother completely being responsible for a lot of those people in the nursing homes dying. But watch how he tries to go in here completely derail this. And Candace is I ain't even got to tell y'all. Watch.
That's not what I did at all.
Well,
You're saying that people
you're saying,
have just
well, he's
seen-
smart.
He is smart. So why would you not acknowledge someone smart? What does that do? Does that make me a Putin supporter? Because you're clearly smart.
No,
if you can sit down and unpack Russian history
All right, but
from
what's
the
the
8th
point?
century, what do you mean? What the point?
What's
the point
the
is
point?
to say that the entire world can now see this contrast of a man who can't remember what happened 2 hours ago, who still thinks that his son is alive, sadly, and often brings up his son as if he's
That's
still
not
alive.
true.
What do you mean that's not? What is
you
not
don't
true?
Need, see, look.
What is not true, Chris? Actually say
he
what
does
is not true.
think you're really going to say that Joe.
See, he's avoiding what she just said, but he gonna watch. He's avoiding what she just asked him. But this is what he does, though.
Joe Biden believes that his son Beau is alive.
He has done that on camera. He has said
He has misspoken as an old man that is talking about something that hurts him.
Listen to you. No, because
Listen,
Chris.
listen, again.
There's no reason to do this. You're doing so great. I'm not going to let you do this to yourself. Like
Listen.
what? No, seriously.
This is what I love about this. See, these people are not used. I told you guys, they are not used to somebody like Candace or any of a whole lot of other people to just use their brains. They're not used to somebody throwing them shade back. They're not used to that. And look what he's done. He's made himself look stupid. Well, he's old and he's
Seriously. There's no reason to do it. Obviously, Vladimir Putin.
Okay, they got that commercial here. She got him with that, and it's true.
Intelligent. There's no reason to do it. Obviously, Vladimir Putin is intelligent. There's no reason, doesn't make you anything to acknowledge the fact that any person that can for an hour straight unpack the history of their country starting from the 8th century has their mental faculties about them.
Okay.
That is the only
Here's
thing
the
I have
thing.
made, and I said that contrast is now playing out in the American people's mind of, wow,
Yes.
okay, I don't care what I think about Vladimir Putin or Russia, right? But the fact that they have a leader who can speak in this manner, right? Who is able to remember these things and to communicate in this manner makes us aware of how much we are not getting out of our own leaders.
What's wrong with that? What is wrong with that? See, that's what a lot of people try to do. That's what I'm saying. No matter what, it's amazing that even if you come up and talk about things that's going on within our own lives, our own communities, the first thing people want to do, how dare you? You must be no, that's not what we're going to do. We're talking about this point I just made. Stick to my argument. That's what I'm saying. She got him with this. Let's keep going.
That is a very valid point.
Okay, I get it.
He says he get it, but watch this.
I hear you, and I completely disagree, okay? Because again, picking a metric of what's the guy's IQ is not enough for me. First of all, he did not give you. I'll tell you why.
I love the look she gives right here. Look.
Picking a metric of what's the guy's IQ is not enough for me. First of all, he did not give you. I'll tell you why. Because it's what do you do with your intelligence? You think he gave you an accurate recitation of Russian history starting in the 8th century because Candace just said so. She's wrong and you're wrong, okay? He did not give you an accurate recitation. He gave you a KGB doctored look at why it's okay that he wants to reestablish the Soviet Union. That's what he gave.
Oh, stop it.
Listen, I'm not here to play Russia good, Russia bad, okay?
Russia has a smaller GDP than California.
So what? They're also invading a country right now just for avarice.
Americans are economically so unintelligible that they are going to believe that the threat that we are facing today is Russia trying to reestablish. So this is like Cold War propaganda. We got to move on from that, okay?
But it's just as real now as it was then.
1960s.
And remember, in America, these people are allowed to be here right now.
It's Russia. Look, ladies and gentlemen, Russia is such a threat. Russia is such a threat that we weren't even talking about them when Trump was in the office. Russia, the only reason I was talking about Russia is that Russia helped get Russia collusion, Russia. It was all Russia propaganda. Russia is the reason why Donald Trump got elected. If and when Donald Trump gets back in, he said he's going to make a phone call and it's going to be over. Let's see how that's going to pan out. I would love to see that. Russia, man, nobody's talking about Russia. We so scared of Russia. Russia is so-called struggling with Ukraine. Anyway, y'all, let me go on.
Now, doing things they could never do in Russia. Never. Nobody can speak out against Putin. He is at over 75% in popularity polls because people know what happens if you answer differently.
Wait. You mean like how YouTube and all them was being coerced by the White House to suppress anybody speaking conservatively, Christian, anybody that was going against the agenda, anybody that had a different thought on the Fauci, ouchie, hokey pokey clot shot? You mean like that? You mean like if anybody made a video talking about how incoherent Joe Biden is and they were suppressing the videos or saying it was misinformation or disinformation? You mean like that? Come on now, come on. I would love to have been on here. PBD, why didn't y'all have me?
They make no money. They have no press freedoms. When they try to exercise themselves, even on the internet,
starting to
they
sound
get
like
chased.
America today.
Thank you. Like I just said. Thank you.
January 6ers are locked up for wrongthink. You locked up grandmas for expressing their opinions.
That is something to be concerned about.
You are saying
that is
that
something
if you
to be concerned about.
That is correct.
Not admired.
Freedom of press.
Cuomo helped pushed it. Cuomo helped push it. Him and Don Lemon was on there literally showing black people tearing up stuff tomorrow. Well, it's peaceful. Well, I would be pissed off too. I would be mad. And then oh my God, he was one of the people pushing the propaganda. He was one of the ones being used as a puppet. Oh, I would have called him out on that BS. I would have flat out called him out on that BS.
But used as a point of fear.
They wanted to arrest Tucker Carlson for going over to speak to a leader of a country that we are allegedly not at war with.
Listen.
So you're also describing America while you are telling us.
I am not describing America. I'm describing what America should not be. So be careful about putting up a model of what you think has some value.
Nobody said there was a model. We just said that it's very obvious that Putin can complete a sentence and that Biden can't.
Yeah,
and
he can complete a sentence. He can also likely murder his opponents.
You mean like he can also murder his opponents? You mean like right now how the White House is how the White House is using the DOJ to go after Trump in every facet to keep him from being on the ballot? Oh, they might not be trying to murder him, but they're still trying to destroy him socially, economically. Dude, I would have loved to have been on here.
And that's a function of his intelligence also, because it's not guided by any sense of morality. And that matters too.
Woo! Yo, I'm sorry I keep pausing. I know y'all could get pissed at me for doing this, but I'm just saying I would have been, I'd have been there cutting dude off like, bro. Morality, you mean like the southern border? You mean like how right now they're kicking your own American and veterans out on the streets right now and letting the illegals come in and giving them money, giving them food vouchers, giving them all this stuff? You talking about morality? Dude, come on. Boy, I'm sorry, y'all. Let me find out if I'm in the right spot so I don't throw this off. Make sure I get it in the right spot. I don't know what this dude is talking about. Cuomo. I think right now he's been the devil's advocate just for the sake of it.
And Tucker making the decision by any sense of morality, and that matters too. And Tucker making the decision.
Gonzalo Lira was just killed by Zelensky. He's a thug. We shouldn't be supporting Ukraine at all. Not a single dollar.
Even if that were true, which neither of us know whether it is, then that's a policy argument. Have the policy argument. The idea of good and evil, right and wrong, cheapens it. It cheapens it.
And that right there, ladies and gentlemen, is the reason why you should have some concern. It's literally, he's trying to water over the fact that that's literally the foundation of all this. It's good versus evil. Oh, just get that out the way. It's not about that. It's about, no, it is good versus evil. Now, how are you going to go from talking about morality of something? I wonder what makes something morality. I don't know, something good and something bad. Good and evil. Anyway.
But you just did that.
I'm not doing it. I'm doing the opposite. I'm not triggered. What are you, 19? We're using 19-year-old woke language now that I'm triggered?
Okay.
I'm not triggered. I got my legs crossed. It means I'm comfortable.
Okay. Well, you just seemed a little triggered.
I don't like setting up Putin as a model.
I didn't. Nobody.
He's trying to derail her. Y'all see what I'm saying? That's what they do. What are we, 19? No, but you're responding like you're one, so why not apply the word to how you're feeling right now, sir?
Here, everyone is listening to what I said, and I'm going to not just double down, I'm going to triple down, quadruple down on the fact that it's very obvious to the American people that our leaders are extremely lackluster, and that has been made even more abundantly clear after having watched Tucker Carlson sit across from Vladimir Putin, which was heroic on his part, because we are tired of being propagandized. We are tired of people pretending, if you live in Russia, there's going to be so much propaganda. There's so much propaganda here.
I agree.
Okay, we are suffering from the exact same things that you accuse Vladimir Putin of doing.
I agree.
Locking up people's opponents, right?
I agree. I don't agree with locking up their opponents.
FBI agents showing up on American people's doorsteps because they attended a rally on January 6th. 3 of my friends had FBI agents. They didn't even step foot in the Capitol, okay? Had FBI agents show up because they wanted any person that even showed up to hear Trump speak on January 6th to feel threatened by that, because the establishment said that you weren't allowed to support Donald Trump, okay? So I'm going to speak to how the public is feeling right now. And we are very aware of the fact that Joe Biden could potentially be dead right now, okay? We don't even know, like he can barely make it through a sentence. And when we see somebody like Vladimir Putin who is able to, is what?
You do know that Joe Biden's not dead.
Tongue-in-cheek.
And you do know that he wasn't shot up with something.
No, I actually do.
Before he went out there.
I actually do believe he was shot up with adrenaline before he goes.
Come on.
What do you mean, come on?
Come
JFK.
on.
See, this is what I'm saying. I would sit there and guys, my personality, I would go blah, blah, blah. I would literally start going, yeah, blah, blah, blah. You trying to throw me off my point, blah, 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 blah. You trying to get me off my point, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, like I was saying, I'll stick with it. That's what I'm saying. I know they could. Y'all have no idea how when I go to things like this, that people are left pissed off. Not pissed off because of me reacting like that, pissed off because they know they couldn't get me. They knew what they were trying to do, and I recognized it, and I completely dismantled it. Y'all, when they do things like what Cuomo's doing, I'll start going, and the green grass grew all around and around, the green grass grew all around. What are you, 3 years old? Anyway, like I was saying, I'm sticking with my point because I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to derail.
They used to do that.
Come on.
See, the whole reason why I say they try to derail it, because now, if she's making her point, and he starts saying, oh, and I bet you believe that he just, and now all of a sudden she's not thinking about her point that she's making. Now she's thinking about, oh yeah, I believe he do get a shot of adrenaline. He get a shot of something. Then now they're arguing about the adrenaline thing instead of the point that she was making.
It's like,
listen,
they obviously are giving him drugs before he speaks.
The truth is enough. And I'll tell you why.
See what I'm saying? Candace can't even get back to her point now. Now she said, I believe about the whole thing, him getting a drink thing. Now the truth, see, he was slick in throwing her off. He didn't care about none of that. He didn't care about the whole adrenaline thing and him getting a shot. He used it as a means. He used it as a means to clearly distract Candace from that truth bomb she was about to drop.
It becomes problematic, okay? Look, it's a half joke. They shot Biden up with something last night.
It's not a half joke. I really believe that.
Here's what happens. Well, look, if you really believe that, that's fine. It would be just nice to have a basis for it. But yeah, he's going to take a drug test. Okay. Look, here's what's going to happen. Here's what's going to happen, okay? Just trust me on this because you've already seen it. You're going to know that it's already true. You are allowing for a BS standard of appraisal. So now...
Intelligent is a BS standard?
It's not intelligent. It's the shooting up part. So now they'll start showing clips of Trump where it seems that he's not speaking fluidly. And they'll talk about whether he's on drugs. And
they did that already.
They will, but that's what you enable with this. I'm saying just stick with the truth. Are our leaders performing the way we need them to be? It's a rhetorical question. No. You had in Congress last night, I forget who smacked me with this stat, but it was a great one. 14% popularity for members of Congress, right? That sounds about right. It's somewhere between 12% and 20%, depending on the poll. 94% re-election rate. How do you have such low popularity and such high re-election rate?
It's a good question.
Because the game is rigged. That's why. Now, the truth is enough, okay? Just stick with the truth. The problem is when you get into these situations of comparing a guy who's just a bad guy with what you want in your own leadership, I don't think it sends you to the right place.
The truth is that Vladimir Putin was able to communicate in a way that was coherent.
Would you want Vladimir Putin to be your president?
This is such a fine statement.
Would you want Vladimir?
No. See, it has nothing. This has nothing to do. He's making. She made no indications or any assumptions that because she's saying Vladimir Putin is intelligent or more intelligent than Biden, she made no dang on comparison or assumption that she would rather have Vladimir Putin as a president. But this is what I'm saying. That's what they do.
Putin to be your president.
That's not what I said.
I'm asking you a question.
That's not what I said.
I'm asking you a question.
You're asking
He's trying to derail
the
it.
question because you still cannot deal with the fact that I have accurately described Vladimir Putin as coherent. He is.
There's no question he's coherent. I'm
Do you
just
think
saying.
he's smart?
I think he's an intelligent man. Yes.
That's all I said. Oh my God, we got there. We can move on. Good.
listen.
Oh my
Yes.
God, we got there.
Yep. Yep. See, yep. Yes. Masterfully took him down with that. Yes. Move on. We done. We just met. That's it. 2 + 2 is 4, right? Boom. Let's move on. I bet you your money back he's not going to want to do this.
That's all I said, right?
But
okay,
it's
cool.
about why you're using.
See, no. It's not about why are you using. No, we simply are saying 2 + 2 is 4. Yeah, but then why are you writing the 2 in the manuscript way instead of like the one where you can loop the tail around? We're not talking about that. It doesn't matter how you try to spin this. 2 + 2 is 4.
Him as an instruction.
Because
I have sat
I
across
just
from
said
serial killers that are intelligent men.
Because
I don't want them deciding my taxes.
That's
Did
not
I
what she
say
said.
that I wanted Vladimir Putin to decide my
But
taxes?
why
I just wanted to
hold
make sure
him
that
up
we're
as an
all-
example? Why hold him up as an
because
example?
We are talking about
it's
the
like when
American
Trump said
people's
Duterte is a
mindset.
tough guy.
Everyone
Why
else is
do
able to
that?
comprehend this, so I'm going to reset it one more time.
One more time.
Okay? We are talking about the State of the Union. I am talking about the mindset of Americans that understand this is all very performative and the insult to have him up there as if he is the leader of our nation, especially following the interview that we all watched in which Vladimir Putin first and foremost made it clear that he doesn't view our leaders as even leading the country. He views them all as puppets and that he deals,
but
he
you're
deals with the
still
CIA.
using Putin as a positive comparison
this
to who
is-
we have.
No, it's not what she's doing. She simply said Vladimir Putin intelligence far exceeds Joe Biden. That's it. That's it. You taking this thing and you spinning. That CNN has taught you well.
I mean, I don't know what I'm missing in terms of the logic.
This is
here.
how I take it,
You are missing.
Chris. This is how I take it from the outside. I take it as I want to know everybody's leader on how they are, how formidable they are, and can mine go up against that leader?
No. No. Just like right now, Cuomo cannot go up against Candace. But if Cuomo was able to speak and say things about Candace without having no rebuttal, he can do that. That's literally what we get, and that's literally what we have in our president. President Biden can get up and say things without having to worry about any rebuttal from anyone, because if they did hit him with some type of stats, statistics, or any type of facts, hitting him back with questions, he won't be able to go back and forth with them, which is why y'all see Donald Trump saying, hey, I'll debate him right now. I will debate him right now. Now, as far as him getting a shot of adrenaline or something like that, ladies and gentlemen, y'all, come on now. When we see Joe Biden regularly out doing his thing, Joe Biden's whole demeanor is always that of, hey people, folks, he's always in that mode. But the night of the State of the Union, y'all know Joe Biden was amped. That joker had some Surge. He had some Mountain Dew, some Puppy Monkey Baby Mountain Dew. He had something. Otherwise, he's usually always, folks, we got to make sure. He's always like that. So come on. Now, I don't know what it was, but he had something. Coffee, I don't know. Something. But what this guy just got done saying, no, Joe Biden would not be able to go up against them in this conversation like this. Well, he goes over and speaks on these platforms, yes, because he speaks and says things, and that's it. But again, it's all because no one is there to rebuttal or challenge him.
If Putin and Biden are in a negotiation table, we're going to lose.
Yeah,
that's all I'm thinking about. So for me, I think about somebody being able to sit up against him to say, hey, you got to knock it off with this Ukraine stuff. By the way, let's process this in a different way. We had, I don't know who I was having this conversation with. It's like, well, you know what do you think about this and what do you think about that? I said, listen, we have 4 years of data, pure data of what happened under Trump. They can't play that same game as, aren't you afraid that he has access to the button? He's actually one of the 46 people ever who had access to the button and never used it, and there was no wars, right? For 4 years. It was peaceful. We didn't have no Ukraine, nothing, Afghanistan, nothing going on, no Israel, Hamas, nothing going on, right? This guy's here, he's got access to everything for 3 years. What do we have going on? What we did with Afghanistan, they're wearing our uniform now. What happened with Ukraine and Russia, what happened with Israel and Hamas. According to pure data, one doesn't know how to sit across another alpha and say, check yourself, stop, you cannot.
He said something important because he's not an alpha. He's a beta. Joe Biden don't even know what he even is. Let me stop, y'all. He knows what he is, but he's not a beta.
Behave like this.
Oh, no. He's not an alpha. Whoo, I just had Biden encephalitis right there. I just did, y'all. Y'all see, look, I'm messing up on the computer screen and everything now. No, Joe Biden is definitely not no alpha. Nobody sees him that way.
This again. That's purely how I process the difference between Putin and Biden. I don't sit there and look at Biden and say, man, I can't wait for this guy to go into the boardroom. He's going to crush it in the boardroom behind closed doors negotiating. I say, please don't keep it behind closed doors. I want to see exactly how he's going to be negotiated. He doesn't give you that kind of a confidence.
Now, let's see if Cuomo going to say to him, I don't understand why you're making Putin out to be this positive figure. Let's see if he does that to him.
By the way, State of the Union, for the people that are watching, if we were to count.
Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to jump off on this, ladies and gentlemen, because he's going to switch it up on something else. But I just wanted to show y'all that, and Candace completely whooped Cuomo's butt with this. Now, Cuomo did make a good point in that it's amazing that a lot of people will have this certain rating about their people that they have in these political positions, but yet they vote back for him again at a 90% rate. That does beg to question some things right there. I definitely agree with him on that. But overall, really good talk right here. PBD. I would love to come on this channel and do something like this. This would be awesome. Hopefully I don't get copyrighted for using this information right here and presenting this video. But guys, this is the type of things that we go up against all the time. And Cuomo clearly playing the devil's advocate here. All the things that he did, lives he's ruined, fights he's started. Cuomo, I mean, I couldn't even take him serious. Cuomo, however you want to say, I couldn't even take him serious on some of these things because of what he did on CNN. And let me reiterate to y'all again what he did. There's plenty of videos of him sitting there they show videos of people doing some destructive things, and he's saying, well, people are mad. Or he tried to say that they were peacefully protesting when they were tearing things up clearly in front of our eyes. And then with good organizations that did things, look at them, they're up here doing, look. Why isn't he on CNN again? Oh, we just gonna let that go, huh? Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you guys hit that like button. I appreciate y'all spending your time and your afternoon with me on this Sunday. Get into your cell phones. Get to the contact list in your cell phone. You know, contact list in this thing right here. Let somebody know about this channel. Encourage them to subscribe to this channel subscribe to the channel after checking it out in its entirety. I know. I'm trying. I'm Ty Smith, modern Renaissance man, hoping to pray that every last one of you have food, shelter, and clothing, and most of all, I pray every last one of you guys in great health, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. God bless you all through Jesus.